guy from Chicago actually who makes these devices that, how people stretch their earlobes. It's kind of the same principle. You just stretch the shaft skin until it folds over and covers the end of the penis again. The end of the penis is supposed to be covered and moist.
Yeah, but what about the fact that circumcision reduces the chance of getting STD by 60%? That's a medical fact that I am much strongly going to go for than
Let me ask you a question.
200 deaths a year. How many children are born every year? What percentage is that?
Let me ask you a question. Let's compare.
I have to go, but I guess what I'm going to say is, as long as the percentage of people dying from STDs is going to be greater than the amount of babies that die from circumcision, I'm sorry, but I think it's a
10 seconds, I'll speak to that.
Okay.
In Europe, people are not circumcised, STDs are lower. Here, people are circumcised, STDs are higher.
But it's not. Those things are from the United States.
No, they're done in Africa, actually.
Except for my friend doing a case study on it in her med work.
Okay, well, I'd like to hear about it.
Sure. Carrie Wood, she goes to Harvard, actually.
Okay.
But if you have the time, I'll pull up an email address. I can.
Okay, so here's this though. So would you circumcise your baby thinking that he's just going to be sleeping with all these people, or should you wait till he's old enough to make that decision outright himself?
I don't want to use any profanity, but
Okay, no, go ahead.
I like my sex too. So my parents set me up for success in that way. I'm not that I'm a proponent of sleeping with people with no condom, but I still think that
You're going to have to use a condom either way.
Yes,
either way.
I agree with you.
So it should be the child's choice.
But what happens?
If he wants that to happen.
What are you doing?
I agree with that. I agree with it. Everybody's choice, but at the same time, it is a process that happens and is much more painful later in your adult life as opposed to. But the infant brain does not remember things long enough.
True. They've done MRI studies where there's permanent changes in the brain structure. Pain response is different for children as early as newborns. Yeah, I mean, there are studies. Look, the central issue is not STDs or whatever. The central issue is what does circumcision do to the penis? Okay? And once you look into that and look at what it does, how it changes the function of the penis, how it drastically reduces the sensitivity of the penis, to make that decision for an infant when they could later on decide to, take off most of the sensitivity of their penis, totally change the function of their penis, totally change the way they have sex, that should be their decision. And girls are protected in this country. There's a law in the books protecting girls.
Children should have their choice. It shouldn't be their parents' sexual preference forced on them. It's just not right.
I mean, most parents do it because they think it looks better,
You're just trying to get people to
My husband is circumcised. My husband is circumcised. He had that forced on him by his parents because doctors said that was the better way to go. That's what doctors told him. There has been so many studies that have come out that it does not reduce the STDs. And then, what is it?
There's studies either way. There's studies either way.
It's not sleeping around, using a condom, and cleaning your penis. It's that easy. Cleaning your penis.
Yeah.
And teaching your kids how to proper hygiene.
Look at Europe. People aren't dropping dead from STDs.
Yeah, but in Europe it's a different life culture. You can't. It's apples and oranges,
so
man.
It's not circumcision. It's the lifestyle, right? It's how you're teaching people how to go about sex.
But you can't.
And this country has a problem with that. It has a problem with sexuality.
We're the only country
Like I said, circumcision started here during the Victorian era. Sexuality was a bad thing. Masturbation was a bad thing.
What's your goal? Is to try to get a law
I
passed on
want
this?
my son to have just as many rights as my daughter.
That's just as oppressive as having one thing go
law.
either way.
There is a law protecting females from any sort of cut. You know that?
I think that's so ridiculous. I'm sorry, to be honest. Trying to pass a law on circumcision is the most ridiculous thing. It's the opposite of what you guys are trying to preach here. Which is what I think your message should be.
That's the question. Do you think people should be able to cut off?
I'm sorry, I have to walk away. That's the ultimate hypocrisy.
That's our message.
I'm sorry.
Jonathan, could I get a few comments, your reaction to the man walking off while you were talking to him?
Well, I think, he sort of shoved out the STD stuff. He didn't want to acknowledge the hurt that he's gone through. And And maybe he'll get it later on when he talks to his friends and they say, oh, I met some people on the corner and they were, you know, trying to force their views on people. And then he'll have some friends that say, no, actually, I'm not circumcised. And sex is better, and here's why. And, you know, he'll get it. He'll get it later on.
Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan.